yeah, I've enjoyed myself today. A good walk, and it's been alright. And blah blah blah. I'm not going to use this anyway, so forget it. Good morning, and welcome to another one of my little adventures. Yeah, where am I? That's a good question. If you want to know exactly where I am, I suggest you send me a private message. I'm in an area that is classified as an S.S.S.I site. That's a site of special interest, site of special interest. So yeah, it's an old woodland. And some beautiful, beautiful green rocks, and as you can probably hear in the background, there's a river flowing right the way down it. It's the first time I've been here. The boulders and the rocks around here, look at all this green. Look at all the green everywhere. It's all over the place. The place is covered in green moss, lichens. It's just amazing. I've heard of this place and I've seen this place before, but I've never managed to get down here. It's a Monday morning. I've got a couple of days off work. I've got to take them before I lose them, before the end of the year. So, as you can see, I'm all alone. I know. If you follow me and watch me, you know I don't go anywhere on my own. So, yeah, I'm quite excited by this. Can mooch around, plod along, try and find myself some interesting looking trees. There's a couple of little tiny bushes, like this one down here, that's got a little bit of gold still on it. And the river and the boulders, mwah, perfect. So I'm going to have a walk around, take you with me, show you what I see, and just enjoy myself. It's about 11 o'clock, the lights on and off, coming over the, I won't tell you where I just came over, but coming over the hill bits. Yeah, I'm in the Peak District, I'll give that much away. Coming over the peaks, it was completely in rain cloud and couldn't see anything. But come down here, you've got breaks in the cloud, you've got some sunny spells. So yeah, quite looking forward to this. Get a bit of dappled light coming through these trees, and it might be pretty stunning. So I'm going to have a wander up this way, following this river, and yeah, I'll see you in a moment when I get a bit further up. But you won't miss anything, because if I see something, I'll show you it. Let's go. Check that out. How cool is that? The trees come down, landed down here in the middle of the brook or the river. It's caused a natural dam. The water level up there is really high compared to the water level down here. So obviously this is filled up and caught the water back there and caused a bit of a dam. But the way it's coming down through there and cascading through them branches, that's amazing. I'm not sure if it'll make a photo though. I may get the camera out. I might put the camera on the strap and put it around my neck, and I can have a look as I go along. How cool is that? I've just slid my way down this little bit of a bank. It's only a little bank, but it's quite steep. I've taken an image of this because I like it. Hopefully there's not too much water noise and you can hear me all right. Yeah, I've taken this because I like it. I just like the way it flows over. It caught my eye and I wanted to come down and take an image. I've come out with a Fuji today, something a little bit lighter while I'm walking around on my own. And my back's playing up a little bit, so I've just got to be a bit careful. And as you can see, I'm donning a nice new coat. 170 fill power, and I am melting, so I might be stripping off in a minute. Yeah, I've set the composition up with two compositions, one a little bit wider, trying to take all of this in, and I've taken one a little bit narrower, just concentrating on the water coming over the top of the tree trunk and the boulder down there. F11, ISO 200, I'm just letting the shutter speed do what it wants to do. It's one of them images, a little bit busy, there's a lot going on in one area, but I just like it myself, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like as a decent photograph until I get home and process it. But it's alright, dappled light coming through, alright for a first image. Behind now, the light coming through these trees is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to have a walk up here, so I'm going up that way, I'm going to have a look. Amazing light, amazing colours, and with a Fuji, these greens are really going to pop out. Yeah, you guessed it. Coat's off. A little bit chilly, but I'm standing around again. When I'm walking, I'm fine. Stopped here. I've literally come, I don't know, from the bottom of that little bit there to there, 50 yards. Got to the top here where this big waterfall is, and because the water's stopped, it's causing a spiral. All these little bubbles down in the bottom there causing a spiral, and it's one of these little golden brown leaf trees just on the bottom there. So it's in the dark area. So what I've tried to do is put a 30-second exposure on. I put the polarizer on, I put an adapter filter on, so I put my 77 polarizer on. They're only cheap screw-on ones. Like I said once before in my videos, or said before, you don't need the most expensive glass. You can get away with using cheaper stuff while you're working, while you're getting into it, while you're learning and stuff like that. I think this filter kit that I'm using, the filter, the 10 stop is probably about 10 quid, I think. The filter adapters are a couple of quid off of eBay, and you can get them to fit every size lens. So if you buy 77mm or even 82mm now, you can step them down to fit any size lens you got. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. Just screwed the two on, the polarizer and the 10 stop, and that's it. Got a 30-second exposure. I'll have a look while it was cooking, see what it's done. Oh, it's got some beautiful, beautiful swirls. Really, really nice. So I'm going to take a couple more compositions around here. I really want to go down that bank, but if I spin you round, down there, that bit there, I want to go down onto the bank there, somewhere there anyway, there, but there's a bit of a slope here, and then there's a tree, and then that bank is actually a slope, and the other side of that slope is a drop into the drink. On my own, nah. With someone else, maybe, but in the slippiness with the wet leaves and the mud, and I don't know what the surface is like, I'm not taking any risks. But yeah, this is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to take a few images of swirls. I just think they're brilliant. Might even put the long lens on and just get a little swirly pattern. So enjoy these few images from the swirly pattern pool. So I found these lovely little steps just here, very slippery. You have to use my tripod to help myself down, and yeah, brings you down to this lovely little river. So we're right down now next to the river, all these lovely boulders, all these little cascades and waterfalls running through. Really, really nice. Just over that way on my right hand shoulder is a little bridge. I think this photograph has been taken a dozen times, but I'm going to see if I can get a picture of this wooden bridge and the river underneath, maybe some nice light coming through and these little gold dappled trees. I haven't had a look yet, but I'm going to have a look and see what I think. But I'm sure there's something there. Sure I can get an image out of it somehow. So come on, let's go and have a look. Come on, I've got to show you this. Check this out. This is absolutely beautiful. How nice is that, eh? Water cascading down, looking back down the river. Couple of images. Definitely one from over there, shooting against the bridge. And of course, hashtag keep the selfie. We need a selfie on the bridge, don't we? Let's get the camera set up then, have a look through the viewfinder and see what we can make of all this. But I'm not going anywhere for a minute. Woo-hoo. All them pennies stuck in that wood, eh? I expect come back here in a few months' time and this will be smothered in them. Now I know there's got to be a photograph here somewhere. The only thing with this is, positions you need to get into are quite close to the edge and they're really, really slippy. I've got a couple of images of the bridge, as you've already seen. Quite like them, they're alright, not bad at all. Got me selfie, all good. Someone's just left some rubbish in underneath the boulders. For God's sake, man, why don't you take it home, mate? It's just not on. Yeah, love the look of this. The sounds, I mean, you must be able to hear it. It's really thundering into, you know, into the pool below. Proper fierce sounding. So I'm going to mooch around here in between these rocks, and I'm going to get a couple of images. I probably won't talk my way through them. They're going to be on about an f11 probably, possibly f16. I've got that 4-stop on, so I want to try and stretch the water out, stopping it out a little bit. Lovely little cascade in the middle there, I've just noticed. That looks pretty cool. Nice little V, so I'm going to try and clock one for that. I'm going to use this centre one, definitely a big wide scape here, with all the water flushing out from the bottom. The streams coming out should look quite nice. So that's the plan. If I don't take you with me and I don't talk you through it, enjoy the images. And if I do manage to get hold of you as well, I'll stop and talk to you. Panoramic. I've got a 2-second timer on. I'm going to pan from somewhere about there all the way round past the waterfall to somewhere about there, so I can get this whole basin in. There's a lovely arc around the basin, the waterfall in the middle. I'm not so sure how it's going to process because it's not quite level, but that's all I can do. It's on f8, which is giving me about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds exposure. So I'm going to hit the exposure. I'm going to hit the trigger just past where I want. 2-second timer. Take the first shot. It's a 2-second exposure. To move the camera around slightly. Take another one, and I'm just going to do that all the way round until I get the shot. 2-second timer. Move it round again. Press the shutter. Ever so easy to stitch them together in Lightroom. 2-second shutter. There we go. 2-second timer again and 2-second shutter. And it's making the water nice and smooth, and it should stitch together really nicely afterwards. Anyone can do this. As long as you've got Lightroom or Photoshop, you can stitch them together quite easily. I'm sure you could actually do it manually, but the programs do it themselves now, so it's dead easy. Take another couple, one this side and one a bit further around, and that should do for that panoramic. So if it works and it comes out all right, I'm going to show you now. Right, I've just found myself a corker of an image. I'm going to take this image, 2 reasons. One, it actually looks quite nice anyway, but the main reason for taking this image is every time I see something like this, it reminds me of my wife. It reminds me of Denise, Mrs. C as you all know her by, and wherever I am, no matter whether I'm at work, whether I'm out in the car, whether I'm walking, whatever I'm doing, if I see something that reminds me of her, I normally always take a picture of it. And this reminds me of her 100%. I'm missing her because she's not with me. I know it's strange, I'm in this beautiful environment, but I am missing her. She's made me some lovely sandwiches. I'm just about to sit down and have my sandwiches before I head off home. But this image is for Mrs. C. Check this one out. Right, I've just found myself a corker of an image. I'm going to take this image, 2 reasons. One, it actually looks quite nice anyway, but the main reason for taking this image is every time I see something like this, it reminds me of my wife. It reminds me of Denise, Mrs. C as you all know her by, and wherever I am, no matter whether I'm at work, whether I'm out in the car, whether I'm walking, whatever I'm doing, if I see something that reminds me of her, I normally always take a picture of it. And this reminds me of her 100%. I'm missing her because she's not with me. I know it's strange, I'm in this beautiful environment, but I am missing her. She's made me some lovely sandwiches. I'm just about to sit down and have my sandwiches before I head off home. But this image is for Mrs. C. Check this one out. I'm focused on the rock in front of me. Just above the rock there's a little bit of wood or an old branch or tree, and you've got this lovely cascade of water coming down over the top of it or through it and round underneath, so it's giving you a nice little flow of water as well. So I'm at F9, 1.3 of a second, 2-second timer, and I'm just going to hit the shutter button, or I'm just going to recompose slightly. I've just noticed the edge of the water just clipping the frame. You just recompose slightly, a little bit wider than it was before, and yeah, 2-second timer. And this one, this image here, that one is for you, Mrs. C. Enjoy this image. Right guys, I'm going to sit down and enjoy my sandwich. I'm going to listen to the water rushing past, and I'm just going to enjoy myself for 5 minutes. I took on a little bit of an adventure with me, never been here before, thoroughly enjoyed my couple of hours here. Been quite exciting seeing something a bit different. I've been wanting to come here for quite a while. There is tons more to see going up the river, and the woodland's supposed to be pretty spectacular as well. So the light's dropped off now. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so by the time I've had my sandwich, had a drop of water, had a little bit of an explore and walk round, it'll be dark by the time I get home, excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to say goodbye. Please leave a comment down below. Love to hear your comments. Always try and reply back. Well, I do. I reply back to every single person at the moment, so please do leave a comment. Love to hear them. And yeah, until next time, thanks Mrs. C. Sandwiches are lovely. Ciao for now.